What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Prairie podcast. We know it's been a while. We're sorry. We've been busy, but we are back with our Habs special guest, as we always like to have on, Harry Rice. Welcome back. Last time we had you on, man, long time ago, so welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you guys for having me. It's an honor to come back. I loved being on the last time. I've pestered Zach about coming back on time and time again, and I'm very happy to be back. Thank you guys both for having me.
We're happy to have you, man. Happy to have you. So, let's talk hockey, because the last time we had you on the show, the Montreal Canadiens had just beat the Vegas Golden Knights and were going on to the Stanley Cup Finals. And now, the Montreal Canadiens might not be a very good team anymore. We'll have to see how the season progresses, but we want to hear how the season's been going from your side of the fandom. You know, we're on the outside looking in. How is it right now with the season so far and everything that's happened with the offseason from the Habs fan perspective? We'd love to hear it.
Where do I begin? Is pretty much the best way to start. We obviously lost in the Stanley Cup final, unfortunately, to Tampa Bay, getting their second cup in as many years. And then the Seattle expansion draft happened, where we left Carey Price exposed for Seattle, and everyone had an opinion about it. I don't know, your guys, if you guys want to give your opinions, what you guys thought of it.
I thought it was weird and smart.
But Price got left exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Exactly.
It's a win-win. It was a win.
It was.
Either you lose Price's cap space, or you keep Carey Price and lose someone else. But Carey Price was left exposed. Shea Weber is retired. He's retired. He's not playing another game.
Yeah.
Jonathan Drouin came back to the team very bravely, coming out about what he's been dealing with in the past couple seasons. Carey Price went into the players assistant program is what it's called, I believe. Lost Philip Deneau, Thomas Tatar, half our team.
Corey
seems like
Perry
left in free agency, and Corey Perry going over to Tampa Bay looking for the Marian Hossa treatment, and now he's just we're just not doing good at all. We've lost our identity that we had last year of being the misfit team that didn't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. And, well, I wouldn't say that you were the misfit team that didn't deserve to be in the playoffs, especially with the way that you were able to perform up until the Stanley Cup final. Like you know, you may okay, I'm gonna say this. Maybe Habs fans disagree with me, but I think most Jets fans will. You guys easily, I think a midget team would have beat the Jets with the way that they played in that second round. Like, I really genuinely believe that. But that Vegas series was tough. You guys battled hard, and you pulled out in the end, and you won. And that was a huge win for you guys to be able to pull off, because that wasn't just a fluke. That was probably the most that was the toughest matchup any Canadian team had to play in the entire season last year. I don't want to hear Leafs fans saying anything. I don't want to hear Jets fans saying anything. That was the toughest matchup any Canadian team had to play last year, and the Habs ended up winning it. Did they win the cup? I don't, obviously not, but I still think that was a pretty big accomplishment. So I will give you guys credit there, that I do think that you deserve to be there still. I will say that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Right? Yeah, I know, right? Just being so generous.
Yeah, I'm just getting there, honestly. Like, obviously, if it happens again, that's gonna hurt. But my first time as a Habs fan, seeing us get to the Cup final, seeing us get out of the first round in general, I was just happy to watch it. I was just happy to be there.
Trust me, I know the feeling. When we made the Western Conference final a few years ago, I hadn't felt that since I was a little kid watching the Canucks play. And it's a special feeling watching your team go deep, for sure. But moving into this season with the Habs, Harry, what do you think has been the biggest overlying issue with the Habs? Because when you look at their roster, they still have some good performing players there. They're not a team that lost everything, even though they did lose a lot. They have guys, Nick Suzuki getting that contract extension recently, Tyler Toffoli's still there, Mike Hoffman coming in is my opinion, was a pretty good acquisition. You've got all these guys that are still on this team. What has been the biggest issue with holding the Habs back? Is it coaching? Is it just player usage? What is it in your opinion?
Oh, that's a good question. Thank you. I think it's a mix of things. It's a mix of the coaching. I think is a very low priority in terms of what I think has been messing with us. I think it's definitely a lot of player usage and just the lack lack of chemistry because Brendan Gallagher, for example, it's been mentioned time and time again, he lost 2/3 of the line that he was on.
Yes.
He lost Philip Deneau and Tomas Tatar. He lost his line mates, the guys that he clicked with for the last 4 years pretty much. And guys like guys like Jonathan Drouin, it wasn't playing with the guys he clicked with in Suzuki and Caulfield.
Mm-hmm.
Toffoli hasn't been playing with those guys either. Those guys all click together. It's definitely been a lack of chemistry. Notice when in the Canadiens games that I've watched, because I've watched all of them, obviously, if you watch Canadiens games, typically you'll see the line that clicks the most is as we call it, the Leia line, the Lehkonen, Evans, Armia line, because not only are they Finnish, but they all worked together and played, I believe, the past 3 seasons with each other. They've all, or sorry, Evans isn't Finnish. No, he's not.
Evans is a good old Canadian boy. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing you forgot to mention, though, is that was a big. I can only imagine what that was like for the locker room, with Kotkaniemi signing that deal with Carolina. That must have been a pretty rude awakening for some of those younger Habs that have thought they'd grow together as a young core, making a Cup final appearance. Then nope, I'm gonna fuck off to another team for a meme contract for 1 year. It's a really weird situation the Habs found themselves in this offseason. When you really put it all together, it's a weird narrative.
It's just
it really is. It was petty, and I've seen this brought up, and I can't take credit for coming up with this, but I've seen many people say it. The Hurricanes at the time in the offseason arguably destroyed their franchise, got rid of their starting Vezina caliber goaltender, because I believe Nedeljkovic got a few Vezina votes. I'm pretty sure
he did.
Got rid of their arguably Norse potential. Yeah. Thank you. Their Norse potentially Norse winning defenseman in Dougie Hamilton, and I believe they got rid of a few of their forward core guys just to bring in Jesperi Kotkaniemi.
Yeah,
they wouldn't pay Alex Nedeljkovic $3 million what he wanted to sign Kotkaniemi for $6 million and $20, and that $20 is what hurt them the most, I'm sure.
Probably.
But seriously, like they signed Jesperi Kotkaniemi. But and I want to get into this for a second. The thing that I think doesn't make the most sense about Kotkaniemi's offer sheet isn't that Carolina is stacked down the middle and KK would typically be their fourth line center because he's playing on the wing. It's the fact that this isn't hurting the Canadiens the way the Aho offer sheet was, because Aho's offer sheet was, I believe, front loaded at like $25 million per year.
It was
only 5 against the salary cap. I'm pretty sure it is something massive like that Carolina is probably going to be barely able to afford if they want to win a Stanley Cup. Kotkaniemi's contract, it's 1 year, whatever. Like, it was clear. I think it was clear looking back. Montreal was not going to match that offer sheet because you get a first and a third, and you take that first and flip it to Arizona to get Christian Dvorak. The only reason they didn't match it within that first week is because they were trying to get a deal done, which they obviously would do for Christian Dvorak. But the deal wouldn't have hurt Montreal had we matched it like it would have with Sebastian Aho's offer sheet. And that's the big thing that didn't hurt, that I think. And even with Kotkaniemi scoring against us in the game that Carolina played against us, it's whatever. It was a tip in front. It's not like he dangled out half the team.
Yeah, I agree.
on the ice to get the goal. Like, no, it was just a shot. Oh, tip it.
I'd love to talk more about Christian Dvorak, because when that trade was originally made and the swap with Jesperi Kotkaniemi was done with Carolina, the contract, and then they used those picks to bring in Dvorak, I actually thought that this was a win for Montreal. I actually thought that Dvorak had more potential to thrive in a Montreal-based system compared to where he was in Arizona, especially what they are in their weird limbo rebuild every year with different coaches and GMs, whatever Arizona is at this point. Sorry, AZ Sports guy, I love you, you got a great attitude, but your team is a fucking dumpster fire. Either way, I think that I thought that the Dvorak move was smart. I really did. I was looking forward to seeing him play with the Habs, and then I'm looking at the stat sheet right now, and in 15 games, he's only got 5 points. Why is that? What's wrong with Christian Dvorak and the Montreal Canadiens right now? Why hasn't it been a good fit?
I think the reason it hasn't been a good fit is because, kind of like what we talked about, player usage. Dvorak is on a second line, which is perfect for him. I think he was always planned to slot on the second line. That's perfect.
For sure.
It's the line mates that he's with. I'm pretty sure he's typically with Gallagher and Toffoli. The issue with that is you now have two guys in Dvorak and Gallagher who both crash the net, who both get in front of the net, who play. And I mentioned this when Dvorak came in. He plays a very Gallagher-esque game, and that's why I thought, okay, Galley's on the third line because you wouldn't have two of those guys on the same line. Toffoli isn't meant to carry a line like that. I love Toffoli. He's my third favorite Hab right now, but he's not meant to carry a line and quarterback a line, if you will. Yeah. And I mean, Canucks fan, I'm sure you were happy when Toffoli was acquired by the Canucks.
Very happy, and I was very upset. Don't even get me started on the whole bullshit that the Canucks organization is with contracts and how they work. Either way, moving on from that, Zach, I've been asking a ton of questions. I'd love it if you could take over and ask some questions a little bit right now.
I would like to interject a couple weird stats that don't really make sense. So first off, Christian Dvorak, for all the praise we're trying to talk about, he has the worst plus-minus on the entire team. He's a minus 15 in 15 games.
Wow.
Yep. His line mates.
Wow. Really?
Gallagher's a +1, and Toffoli's a -3. Christian Dvorak is literally a -1 for every game. Like he's a minus 15 in 15 games, which is like you give me a -1 for every game.
I'm gonna add on to that weird list. I just pulled up on ESPN the Habs stats. According to ESPN, the plus-minus leader for the Habs right now is your boy, Winnipeg Jet legend Matthew the French Prince Perreault.
I got a third stat for you there that goes hand in hand with this. Okay, all right. Guess who is tied for leading in goals on the team? Ben Sherratt, baby!
What?
Sherratt leads the team in goals with 4.
Sherratt has goals in 2 straight games. He has 4.
Sherratt, Hoffman, and Suzuki all have 4 goals.
What?
And here's the thing.
Ben the Plug Sherratt? No way.
Sherratt has been playing incredible the last couple games.
His shooting percentage is 14! Dude, it's 15%!
We used to call him Ben the Plug, because that's all he is.
There's only
dude, I love seeing Benny thrive. We love you, Benny.
With a better shooting percentage, and it's Matthew Perreault and Jake Evans, and only because they haven't played 15 games.
Jake Evans, great memories. Thanks, Mark Scheifele. Woo!
It's not like he's gonna remember.
Yeah,
that.
right to you, right back, Harry, right back. Fucking blow the series. Okay, moving on from that. I want to talk about.
Give us a great Manitoba public insurance ad, though.
Yeah, that's true. It really did. I love seeing those billboards when I was in Winnipeg. I should have taken some photos of me in front of them. They were so good. Either way, I want to talk about the Nick Suzuki contract and how Nick Suzuki's been performing this year, because Nick Suzuki. Let me just pull up my cap friendly real quick so I can actually access the proper contracts and everything.
Points.
Montreal Canadian. Yeah, he leads the team right now with 14 points in 15 games, 4 goals, 10 assists. He's a -1, averaging 19 minutes of ice time, leading the team. Actually, behind Ben Sherratt, he's actually, and the defense of Jeff Petrie, he's actually the #1 forward when it comes to ice time right now. Your #1 guy, obviously. Just signed that big contract, making what? Nick Suzuki's going to be making $7.875 for the foreseeable future. How do you feel about that deal, and how do you feel about Suzuki kind of being this #1 guy moving forward for the Habs into the future?
All right, firstly, I want to point out the contract because it's the easiest thing I can say. I absolutely love it. Suzuki is turning into, in my opinion, I think one of the top 10 best two-way forwards in the game. And the fact that he's only, I believe, 22, 23, and already at this level, if he makes Team Canada and is able to play on the line with Patrice Bergeron or play anywhere near Patrice Bergeron, I think that could end up being a huge boost for him in the future to become potentially a top 3 two-way forward in the game. And I absolutely think he has the potential to do it.
I agree.
Love Suzuki's style of play. I love just everything that he does on the ice. He's great. The only thing that I think he needs to improve on is what everyone says, face-offs. If he wants to be one of the best two-way forwards, he just has to improve that face-off game. And
you got to sign Manny Malhotra to coach your team on the face-off department. Hey, seriously.
I mean, I think he's in Toronto. We'd have to snag him away.
You have to, man. Manny Malhotra is one of the best face-off men ever. And, I swear to God that when he went to any team he went to help with face-off coaching, they immediately improved. Immediately. When the Canucks had him before he left, Bo Horvat and, all their center core became one of the best face-off taking teams in the NHL for a while with him. So, yeah, Manny Malhotra. Exactly. JT Miller improved drastically with Manny Malhotra teaching him that. Because Manny Malhotra's a G. Shout out to that 2010 Canuck team, man. You're an absolute gem, Manny Malhotra. Played with a fucking half blind. He still played. That's a warrior.
So, should we talk
Indeed.
about a bit of an elephant in the room in terms of Montreal? What is the thought? Like, what are your thoughts on Cole Caulfield? Because obviously he had a great playoff campaign.
That was my next big
and
conversation point.
They send him down to Laval. They're also I don't want to say he gets bullied by an opposing AHL team, but like kind of does. Like there's been a lot of going around about Cole Caulfield. None of it's good. He got there on picture day, which is a bad. that's really unfortunate. But yeah, tell us your thoughts on that.
Fire Ducharme is I think what it amounts to. Dominic Ducharme has not been giving Cole Caulfield anywhere near the amount of ice time that he should be given for a guy like that. He has been given, I believe, roughly 8 to 9 minutes of ice time per game, and even if it's not, it certainly feels like that. Cole Caulfield seems like because he's supposed to be on the third line, and we roll all 4 lines. It seems like he's playing on a fourth line role, given 5 minutes and given second power play time. And even when he's on that second power play, he's always there, winding up, ready for a one-timer, ready for a slap or a wrist or anything, and Jeff Petrie will not pass to him. It's a mix of him not getting the usage, the proper ice time, because I think he should be with Suzuki and either Drouin or Toffoli on that top line. They clicked incredibly in the playoffs. The reason that Caulfield went off last year was because of his line mates, because Suzuki and Toffoli made Cole Caulfield a better player on the ice. They just had that click where they were, boom, perfect together. And it's also a mix of Petrie not trusting Caulfield for some reason. Petrie not passing to Caulfield. I mean, he does. It's a little, all right, pass to me, pass. Oh, you're not going to pass back. You're going to shoot? Okay. And I'm not going to pass to you again. It's really, like I said, it's a mix of Petrie not trusting Caulfield on the power play and Dom Ducharme not giving him the amount of ice time that he should have been getting. And I honestly, if Dom Ducharme's going to keep him in the bottom 6, I think sending him to Laval is the best thing to do.
That's how I agree.
Get him that ice time, get him that confidence, call him back up.
I agree. This from a Jets standpoint, we kind of feel me and Zach can really relate to that with how Paul Maurice handles younger players that are inexperienced. I always have said this for years, especially dating back to the Nick Batan, Marco Dano era. If you're going to have guys like this who are potentially going to make the NHL, but you're going to sit them in the press box for 50 plus games a season, that's not how you develop guys to become NHL players. If you're going to not use them, make them sit in the ice. So even though I wish Ville Heinola was on the Jets, I feel the same way about Caulfield there, is that if you're not going to use them, at least let them play top line minutes in the AHL. So I agree with you there. And that leads me into my next question. I think Zach can really relate to this as well, but by being Jets fans, how do you feel if Ducharme if the usage is a big issue, you think, with how the Habs have been struggling, about having the right personnel but not being used in the right spot? That's how a lot of us, including me and Zach, feel about some of the Winnipeg Jets, especially guys like Blake Wheeler and even Mark Scheifele right now a little bit as well. Finding that usage is a very important aspect of becoming a competitive team trying to compete for a cup. You know that because you saw you guys excel to that level last year, making the cup final. Do you think Ducharme just needs to kind of reassess this team and reassess the situation he's in, or do you think that a coaching change would be the better option for having the Habs have a turnaround potentially this season?
I think it's kind of both in a way. Now I'm going to explain. I think definitely he should reassess the team. I think he should look at this and say, okay, I believe we're 4-10-1 right now. We are 4-10-1. Let me do something, because Toffoli or Hoffman have to be with Suzuki, or Drouin. I believe Drouin is with Suzuki right now. One of those guys has to be with Nick Suzuki. And call up Caulfield, put him on the top line. And this isn't just me, I really like Caulfield, I want him on the first line. It's because of the chemistry. And I know I'm bringing up chemistry a lot, but it's because it clearly works. Last year in the playoffs, Dom Ducharme showed that he can be a damn good head coach because we got to the finals. It was not a pure fluke. Yes, a lot of it did rely on Carey Price turning into Carey Price, but Dominic Ducharme made great plays, sending the puck all the way up the ice for 18 breakaways a game. It felt like the style that Dom Ducharme played last year seemed like it clicked for us, and because of the chemistry and because of what his coaching was doing, we clicked. This year, it's not, because we're not getting those big stretch passes, and when we're trying them, it's the wrong guys on the ice. Josh Anderson, I'd argue, should be on the fourth line. Josh Anderson is still getting second line ice time when all he has is his speed. He has not been scoring. He's not been setting up. There was a play last night. I don't know when this is going up. A few nights ago, I'll say, again in the
It'll be
game
going up
against the
tomorrow.
Flames, where he got in on a near breakaway. Oh, it's going up tomorrow. There was a game 2 days ago. There you go. Where Josh Anderson was in almost on a breakaway, and dude just backhands it 20 feet away from the net. Doesn't even try to get it on net, just backhands it away from the net. And I understand he was sick 2 games ago, but still, you're not sick that game. You need to get that on net. There's been Josh Anderson, all he has right now is his speed. He is physical, but we need the goal scoring. Last night, it just so happened physicality did play into our was a strength for us because we were playing against a gritty Flames team. But most teams in the NHL are not gritty. Most teams are not the Flames or the Rangers. So I think what Dominic Ducharme needs to do is reevaluate. When you're playing gritty teams, yes, play gritty. When you're playing skilled teams, play guys like Suzuki and Caulfield and Hoffman and Toffoli and Drouin way more. Give Gallagher and Anderson way less ice time than they should be getting right now. And then I honestly think by the 40-game mark, if you halfway through the season, you are not, I don't want to say exactly 500, but if you're at least not very competitive, I think if we don't have 15 to 20 wins by the halfway mark, that we absolutely should fire Dominic Ducharme, because I think about 15 wins by the halfway mark is very reasonable for what this team is doing right now. If we somehow don't have 15 wins by then, fire Ducharme, because Dominic Ducharme will show that he doesn't work as an NHL coach at that point, at least not right now. I would argue Patrick Waugh would be the better head coach right now because he is at least passionate about his team and passionate about his players. Dominic Ducharme, every time there's a penalty called against the team, doesn't seem to, he's just like, why? Patrick Waugh would fight for those guys. Even if he gets kicked out, he would at least fight for them.
That's true. That is true.
He'd at least fight. That's what I want in a head coach, someone who's passionate.
Talking about coaching more with the Habs, as a Canucks fan, as also just a fan that watched a lot of the Habs last year in that playoff run in the Canadian division, do you think that you could potentially see a change with Alex Burrows potentially being promoted up to that head coaching spot? Because I think he's been a very underrated aspect of that team's success last year and how they were able to play and also just come together with chemistry like you talked about in usage. I think that could be a really good underlying value that the Habs promote with a guy like Burrows, because he's a guy that has always been a very gritty, skilled player, but also not the most skilled, if that makes any sense, you know? Like when you play with the Sedins, Anson Carter had 30 goals with the Sedins. Let's not forget that, ladies and gentlemen. When you play with the Sedins, you're going to get goals. But Burrows brought something to that line and to that team that no one else really brought, you could argue, to that tenure when the Canucks were that really good team. You know, there's a reason why Alex Burrows is in the Ring of Honor now in Rogers Arena. So do you think that you could potentially see a move like that being made to promote from within? And would you be happy with that as a Habs fan that really watches this team a lot?
I can definitely see it happening. I think it more so depends if we fully embrace a potential tank for this year, or if we do want to be competitive. I think either or actually could, if we do promote
what would you prefer?
Ducharme for promote Ducharme.
What would you prefer
to see? Between hiring Patrick Waugh or promoting
excuse me, I meant, like, would you prefer to see the Habs just tank this year and try to get a good, because they don't have their own first round pick this year. They only have the Carolina pick, which isn't going to be obviously in the top 10. Which is a problem, right? So
we're gonna be in the top 20 probably.
Exactly. Well, you know what? We'll have to see. Carolina hasn't been.
Actually, the trade is top 10 protected if either or both of them are in the
top 10.
It is. So if we're in
That's
the top
right.
10,
That's right. Cap friendly coming in clutch.
Yeah.
I saw that asterisk and I forgot to click over it. Yes, it is. Thank you, Harry.
What's the rule?
Top 10 protected. The Habs get the pick.
Okay.
Yep. Which is actually, if
so
that's the case, I would tank.
If top 10 protected, they get Carolinas.
And then would it be the next season?
I would
The next
tanking.
season after they would get that first round pick, then the year after, right? That's how it works.
No.
Because I'm always confused with that with NHL picks.
No,
like
how
some
it is
teams put clauses in and all that stuff. It's very hard to keep track with how every pick works in a draft.
Yeah. From what I understand, the pick is, say we have pick number 1 and the Canes have pick 29. If our pick is in the top 10, they get pick 29. The Coyotes get pick 29. If both picks are in the top 10, say we get first and fourth, they would get fourth overall. They get the worse of, I believe that said the better of the pick. So
yeah, they got their
they
own
would get
pick,
the fourth overall pick then.
So they don't need
Exactly,
to worry.
yeah.
They don't need to take the higher.
Yeah, exactly. They're already aiming for that. When you're icing Andrew Ladd and Louis Eriksson, I'm pretty sure you know what your
Andrew
goal
Ladd
is.
scored the other day.
I
don't
did.
what
I
you're
know.
talking about.
Beauty goal. Jet legend. You know, I'm not gonna lie. When Andrew Ladd, when the Coyotes come up to Vancouver, I might buy a cheap ticket just to try to go like see Andrew Ladd and like be like, you know, Jet legend or something like that. Like just scream it at him.
Andrew Ladd, I remember that clip of him like absolutely just taking out like Andre Pavlik in warm up, and then just didn't apologize. Just skated around like nothing happened. We were like, oh yeah, what a great captain, guys.
Do you remember when Andrew Ladd every face-off, he would just like skate in, like straight in, and then about halfway, right about the hash marks, he would just take a slap shot and like rip it top bar. There, what a legend!
Oh, what is
Beauty,
that?
Andrew Ladd, OPC Platinum, Andrew Ladd Retro. I like it.
Man, looks like Derek Sorbo
I'll trade you
around.
for it. I'll trade you for it. I got a really good collection, actually. Do you like Harry? Do you collect Harry? I gotta know now. Do you collect hockey cards? Are you a hockey card guy?
Well, I can pan my camera, and I think you guys can agree. Yeah.
Oh.
Cards.
I don't have anything available. Oh, the only stuff I have the only stuff I have on my desk is what I bought in Winnipeg. So when I was in Winnipeg, I scored this shiny foil Young Gun of Neil Pionk. I got a really good deal on it, and then I had to pick this up when I saw it because I can never find them on eBay. Look at that beauty. Andre Pavlik, Atlanta Thrasher Young Gun. Look at that. Legend.
Wow, that is sick.
Right?
He had a tire commercial on like the radio, and he'd be like, "My name Andre Pavlik, and I approve this message." It was the weirdest, like his thick Czech accent.
Oh my god.
It's like now
I'm gonna have to
it's
look
like for
that.
Hellebuck now Hellebuck's got one where it's like the guy shoots it and he like catches the mug and he's like, "That's not right," or something like that. It's weird. They all get their own. I don't even know. They don't compare to the Shifley MPI.
Winnipeg.
They're all D's.
When you're a hockey player in Winnipeg, you're literally bigger than a Hollywood celebrity. Like, you really
We don't
are.
have any Hollywood celebrities.
That's not even true.
don't have
The richest man in Canada owns the Jets. That should say a lot about Winnipeg and Manitoba, but nobody
Really?
cares. Yes, David Thompson's the richest man in Canada. David Thompson's the richest man in Canada, and he owns the Jets.
Never heard
I believe he's.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. True North is the organization that represents the Jets, but he's the majority owner of the Jets, actually,
What
I
a
believe.
pick. What a pick.
Who would know, right? Well, small world when you fucking...
So what's he worth? 5K? Like, honestly, like,
Yeah, that North End struggle, right? North End struggle right there.
that North End hustle.
So Cole Caulfield's got 2 assists in 3 games with Laval. Do you think?
No, not a point per game.
Oh wow! Right, I know, struggling. So Harry, do you think that he will get called up this year, or do you think they'll be like, you know what, maybe we rushed this kid and it was just kind of a perfect storm situation with him in the playoff run? Do you think he gets the whole year with Laval now that he's down there, or do you think they call him up at some point? Because with the way that what you're describing with the Charm, what I know about the Habs season so far already and the struggles that they've had, I personally don't see him getting called back up anytime soon. And that's not a knock on him, because I personally think he is NHL ready. I just think that the entire, like what Harry's been talking about, and what a lot of Habs fans can agree with, is usage and the tank and everything. Exactly. So, what do you think about, like, before we wrap it up, final thoughts on Caulfield? Does he make the team again, or is he more of just a full AHL guy this year, and then we see where we're at next year going into preseason and the start of the year?
I'm kind of mixed, honestly. I feel like if we embrace the tank,
I respect that.
We were talking about, to answer the question real quick, I do think we should just embrace the tank, because we do get the top 10 pick if it is there, which it will be there at this point. But I think if we embrace the tank and Bergevin starts selling off guys like Sherratt, back to Winnipeg, hopefully.
We don't need him anymore. We don't need him anymore.
We got it fixed.
How about you give us 2 second? How about you give us 2 second rounders and Ben Sherratt, and then we'll send you Brendan Dillon. I think that'd be a happy move. I think most of the Jets fans could be happy with that. You want Vesalainen? You can take him. Take him.
You can have Vesa.
Take him. Take him.
That is a roster
Dude,
smart for
Dominic-
who's actually going to develop.
Do you know who Dominic Tanato is? Do you remember that name at all from
It's
that?
Tony time.
Do you remember that?
Oh
name?
yeah.
Okay, Dominic Tanato is 27 years old, and he broke in last year basically as a full-time, like, not even as a full-timer, but like...
He came from the Panthers.
But he wasn't even a player on the Panthers. Like, you go look at his hockey DB and elite prospect, and he played like 30 games, I think. Like, he's 27, he just became a full-time NHLer, so like, he's better than Vesalainen already at this point, I could argue. So
You
if you
swear
want
to Mark
Vesalainen, you can
Fleury.
take him.
I mean, hey, I'm just gonna say, I just want to say, Bergevin is known for taking underachieving players and turning them into great players. Look at
So,
Philip Deneau. Dude
hey,
wasn't
hey,
clicking in Chicago. Comes to Montreal.
Evgeny Svechnikov, baby. I think we've won the battle of the free agency market this year. League minimum contract. And he's got like
Ooh.
8 points or whatever it is already. Top line player.
Yeah, he's got 8 points.
You can't beat that. You can't beat that value. You can't beat that.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
$700,000 contract and he's a top line player.
You trying to?
I can't wait to spend.
I'll flex on it.
Yeah,
I'll flex on it.
guys-
Chevy made that move right there. I'll give him credit for it.
You guys are saying you guys win with that contract over David Savard? As
Oh,
a seventh defenseman paid $4 million?
Stanley Cup
Oh,
champion. Stanley Cup champion.
Like I'm champion.
Dude, literally when they saw
Svechnikov, a Stanley Cup champion.
he will be after this
Not
year.
yet.
He will be after this year.
Not yet.
You know what, Carrie? I want to ask you about that contract. I want to direct that back to what you just said there about the Savard deal because I don't know how Zach feels about it. But when I saw that contract get signed this year, I immediately had Carl Alsner flashbacks. Like I don't understand why the Habs made that. Like I'm sorry, but like yeah, he was a key element in like the bottom. He was the third pairing defenseman on that cup winning team, right? So yeah, I can understand. Hey, good defensive depth, blah blah blah, Savard, all this. I can understand that. $4 million.
3 points.
I don't get that. I can't wrap my head around that. Like you're literally just asking, hey, you know what, Carl Alsner, that was a fun buyout experience. Do you want to do it again?
Oh, but he's from Quebec. He's
Oh,
from Quebec.
oui.
Oui, oui. That's why.
Oh man. Yeah, Harry's like, I got nothing to say, boys.
I understand when it was signed. Yeah, it's fucking Alsner all over again.
It really is.
He
From
got
what I
no
understand,
points with Tampa
Savard
Bay.
was expected, and I want to bring up something real quick. I'm sorry if I'm delaying the podcast.
You're not. Don't worry
I'm trying
about
to find
it.
something that I have real quick.
Go for it.
There you
Go for it,
I'm
man.
trying to
Take the
find
time.
something. I'm sorry. I have so many cards on my. Desk that I can't
Carl
find
Alsner Montreal Canadiens one because I will
I will
literally
buy
just-
that from you if you have that.
I will fall out of this chair.
No.
Oh man, don't get my hopes up.
I
Harry.
didn't even know he played enough games to get that.
I can't. It's who is it? It's blurry. Columbus 30.
That's David
This
Savard.
Is this Savard?
This is a David Savard young gun.
Nice.
Look
What
at that.
would that run you? $5 on eBay?
I bought this. This was in one of those cheap. I don't know if you guys go to the dollar store. It's a dollar store. One of those.
You got
surprise
that in a
bag
dollar store surprise
I
bag
got
from
this in
Dollarama?
Yeah,
Fucking A, man. Nice
Yeah, I've
hit.
gotten
Nice
this-
hit.
I think my JF Berube. I've gotten like 3 young guns from those types
Nice.
of bags.
Berube's not bad
But I
either.
got this in there. Yeah.
Vegas
Yeah,
Golden
Jeff
Knight.
Berube,
Yeah.
not too bad.
Not
Islanders
bad.
Legend.
Like it's not
Oh, yeah?
it's not bad when you think about it. Like ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what Harry's talking about, you literally get like 100 cards for $1 and you get random inserts in there. So if you get an insert that's worth like $4 for a $1.50 investment, remember, big brain right there. That's money. So you got that's good. That's it.
Actually, it wasn't in. It actually wasn't in those. It wasn't in those. It was in the right where you get those random pack things and you have to open them up. It's like $2.
Oh,
But
those
even then,
ones.
still, that's
Do you get like the
pretty good.
top loaders and stuff like that in them too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I used to buy those just because I was hoping to get one touches for cheap. Yeah. Oh, shout out to Dollarama, man. Clutch
got-
hockey cards. When you're on a budget, man. When you're on a budget.
But yep. But I got this in one of those for $2, like
Not
3
bad.
months before Tampa won the cup, and then David Savard wins the cup, signs in Montreal, and I'm like, I got the Savard Young Guns, and I'm like, oh my god, let's go.
There you go.
Dude has been the biggest disappointment for the Canadians since Carl Alsner. But at least he didn't pull an Alsner where he said, I signed with Montreal to win a cup. At least he didn't pull an Alsner.
He signed with Montreal because they offered him the most money.
But Savard? Here's the thing. I think they offered him the least because he took a discount
Why?
to come to Montreal.
That is
Wait,
not a
no way. You're telling Harry Rice. You're telling me that there was some NHL GM out there that did enough cocaine on free agency day to sign David Savard at 31 years old to a contract worse than $3.5 million for the next 4 years? I need to know the names right now, my friend, because that is
Apparently, that-
ridiculous. Look at Zach's face, man. He's like,
Apparently-
what the hell are you talking about?
Apparently that was
Who?
before.
Who? 4 million? Can you imagine that, Zach? Comprehend that. Comprehend what we're paying Neil Pionk and what we're paying Dylan and all these guys, and then paying $4 million for that.
No. You're not talking about those guys. Comprehend what we are paying Nathan Beaulieu.
1.25 for 5 minutes of ice time, baby.
Woo!
Woo!
This is absolutely insane. Because you think about Montreal, the one thing I will say about Montreal's identity is they like picking up nice younger players to try to see if they can develop them into like roster spots. They've done that with a lot of players.
Yeah, Sammy Niku, where'd you go?
Yeah, Niku as well, and Sherratt, and Armia. Like, they pick up our scraps.
Hey. Armia was not scraps. Armia was actually... They wanted Armia. Armia was the guy that they wanted in that deal. They were like, you want us to eat that Mason deal? You're giving us Armia.
Yeah, goddamn it.
Dude,
Mason
when I was in... Harry, when I was in Winnipeg, I went to River City Sports shutout, and they had this rack of Reebok jerseys. And they had, like, I'm pretty sure it was, like, 20 plus of different sizes of Mason. And I'm like, I'm sorry, even for, like, $30 for a jersey, I can't buy this. No fucking way could I buy this, man. No way.
But that's the thing as well, though, too.
Was this before or after the trade?
This is, like, this year, like, 4 weeks, like, 3 weeks, like, 2 weeks ago, like, a week ago or whatever it was. This year, they still had that many. For, like, $35, and I still couldn't do it.
I'll be honest, if I had the money, I would pay you to send me one of those.
Get Zach to do it. Zach lives there. He lives like 20 minutes away from it. Go to Polo right now. Go to Polo, the Polo Park location, River City Sports.
If I had the money, I would
buy it.
If I had the money, I'd ask for one. Goddamn.
All right, Zach is too lazy right now. He'll do it later. Harry, DM him about it. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it.
Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah,
the
I have.
streets?
My aunt literally just texted me a couple
Buses
photos.
just going like this.
My aunt just texted me photos of it. I don't want to open it yet because I don't have to respond, and then it looks
Dude,
bad if I
was
leave her on
shoveling
red
my
right now. But
driveway. I was shoveling my driveway for an hour. Jake's seen my driveway.
don't you have a snowblower, Mr. Richie Rich, in the West Kildonan?
No, it doesn't work. He just sits there
Whatever.
like a goddamn psychological torture chamber. He just sits there. Doesn't work.
All right, back to the Habs because that's why we have Harry on, not to talk about the Winnipeg weather.
Okay, that's the thing. The Savard pickup makes no sense. It goes completely against their entire thing. We talk about how they were like trying to they lose Fleury, who seemed to be a possible like young up and coming defenseman. They have Romanov, and then they're just like, you know what, we need
David Savard, veteran
David
presence.
Savard, come on down. And then Petrie's not having a good year. He's got 2 points.
Yeah, but Petrie is like a prime example of a guy that's been put in a situation like a Jomo. He's a Jomo this year. He's been put way too much responsibility on him with no one else helping him around on that back end. Like the fact that Ben Sherratt hasn't even been able to help out as much as he has been a blessing in disguise for the Habs when it comes to offense, right? Like that's imagine if he didn't have those goals, how shitty the Habs blue line for points would be, right? Like you know how bad it's been without Sherratt stepping up. So I can only imagine Petrie's stress level right now because Morrissey had to deal with that for almost 2.5 seasons of being the only legit guy until we got Pionk that actually became a decent two-way guy. Because Pionk, when he first came over, he was good offensively, but defensively he was pretty bad. It took him a while to develop that two-way game. So I feel exactly how you are right there with Petrie, and I feel sorry for Habs fans there because he's a great fan favorite, and he's struggling right now. And he's struggling because it's not his fault. He's literally been given nothing to work with. At least that's my opinion on the Habs right now with their defense. How do you feel about that, Harry?
Well, firstly, I wanted to go back to the Savard thing and compare him to Alzner. This is the thing with Marc Bergevin. He's gotten, in my opinion, really good at drafting players. Ignoring this year. He's gotten really, really good at trading because the first couple years he was kind of yikes. But since like 2016, since that Weber for Subban deal, he has just been incredible. Arguably, in my opinion, one of the best GMs in the league. His main issue...
I was just going to say, in defense, that trade took a while to look better for the Habs. Like, I'm just going to say it right now.
One year out, it looked bad. And then
1 year out, it looked bad. 2 years out, it looked okay. And then 3 years after, it was like, holy fuck, like, Jesus Christ, the Habs won this by a landslide. Which is ironic because PK is younger, right? Which is like, how the hell does that make any sense? But I guess Bergevin can read the future, or he just put a curtain. Unfortunately, rest in peace, PK.
Apparently.
And your spinoramas at the blue line. We love you for that. Thanks for turning over the puck constantly
and
in the playoffs.
And it's 3 separate slew foots, all in the same year. Like,
what a legend.
Man's a nemesis that everyone's angering.
I miss PK on the Habs though. Not gonna lie, I really liked PK on the Habs, man. He was a fun guy to watch. He was my favorite player on the Habs when he was there. I loved PK Subban.
And then he moved to Tennessee.
Oh fuck that Oh man, and then that series we had with them. Oh, I fucking hated him for the rest. I'll hate him for the rest of my life at that series. When he scored that goal and he celebrated, I was like, "What game 2 was that when he fucking put that shot in from the blue line, Zach? You know what I'm talking about?"
Okay, so if we're going back here, PK
that was
Subban
pain.
Scored a lot. He scored in Game 7. He scored.
Yeah, but Game 7 was fucking blowout. It was like 6-1. It doesn't matter who scored at the end.
Five.
Exactly. So who cares he got the only goal? Who cares he got the only goal?
If it was Game 2, we would go on to lose in overtime. If it was Game 2, we lose in overtime. So I hate Fiala for that.
Yeah,
I don't
Minnesota boy now. Fuck you, Kevin Fiala.
Oh.
I know. He
just wants to kill us, man. He's like, you know what? I hate the fuck. Hey, fuck the. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. How do you have that on standby? How did you have that on standby? How did you do that, Harry? You're fucking. Oh my god.
It was another pack.
Harry, you're a wizard. You're a wizard, Hetty. You're a wizard, Hetty. He's a legit. The meme works.
Fun fact: I got these two out of the same pack.
Really? Nice. That's not bad. 50 cents each, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
50-cent inserts, can't beat it.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, I
What a wild ride the Habs has been on the last couple of years, man. Fucking crazy.
They have been. Yeah.
Just wild.
But like I was saying, Bridgman's gotten great at.
Well, remember they almost upset the Blue Jackets?
What?
Because they were the last team that the Blue Jackets lost to. Like they lost to the Blue Jackets, so the Blue Jackets would get the 8th seed. That was it. Because there was that game where they were in Columbus, and Montreal needed to win that game to pull within like 1 point. And then after that, like, let the chips fall where they may. But like, I remember this because Columbus's last game of the year was like against a top team. Their second last game was against Montreal. They would then beat Montreal like 5-1 and absolutely crush their spirits out of the cannon. And just like, it wouldn't matter.
No, it wouldn't. No, it would not.
And then Ryan Poehling came in last game of the year, scored 4 against the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Dude, as a hockey card collector, when Ryan Poehling did that,
like, hey,
his rookie shit
I'm gonna be an underwhelming player.
just skyrocketed, man. Everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be the next big deal, the young gun of the future." No. And now, like, he's fucking worth $5.
You guys remember Ryan Poehling from that? I remember Ryan Poehling way like I think about the year before. I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a game where the USA was losing to Sweden. Now they'd gone to lose this game in overtime because Sweden would have that that legendary undefeated.
Are you talking
streak.
about the junior tournament?
Yes, Ryan
I wouldn't
Poehling
remember it.
just decide. It was like 4-0 or 4-1. Ryan Poehling just decided to play hockey, and he's like, "Yep, no, I'm gonna score 3. I'm gonna score 3 with like 10 minutes left to force the game to overtime." And they lose to Sweden because I didn't want America to win anything. But like, holy crap! Like Poehling just seems to like. He's stuck between coasting and God mode, and he can't go anywhere neutral.
He's like, you know what else though? Like,
Yeah.
the Habs just have random prospects like that though. You guys remember Zachary Fucale? Got a shutout with the Washington in his first game with them, but like, I remember when he was supposed to be the next Carey Price. Like he was the genuinely like, this is the next big. This is the goalie of the future,
Remind me.
right? Like. The Habs just have these weird prospects that come up out of nowhere, where you're like, "Oh, this is the next Crosby, this is the next Prairie." Like these big guys because they have like a couple of good stretches, and then they just fucking fall off a map.
Harvey Pinard, I love.
Prime example. Oh my god,
he's gonna be
man.
the next one.
Yes, he will. I totally agree.
Like I love Harvey Pinard,
But he's being
I love
hyped up
Harvey
by
Pinard.
fans.
He's a 4th line guy.
100%.
He's a 4th line guy. Maybe can pop into the 3rd line occasionally. Kind of like a Jake Evans. Great as a 3rd, 4th line guy. Not meant to step into your top 6. Except Harvey Pinard, 4th line guy. Maybe a 3rd.
Habs fans are gonna hate me for asking this question, Harry, but I gotta do it. Has Jake Evans learned to keep his head up?
18.
I will walk off the set.
Ooh.
Okay,
He actually did.
let's just say this though. In Jake's defense, the man's been concussed 3 times.
That's all I mean by that. That's all I mean.
And he went for a wraparound on an empty net with his head down. after being concussed twice.
And you could clearly tell that Mark Scheifele had done a couple lines of cocaine, so not a good mix going into that last minute of the third period.
Yeah, just ask any Habs fan. It's confirmed. He did cocaine.
Oh man, what a series!
Actually,
What a
though,
series!
He actually has. He's kept his head up like every shift he's on. From
Yeah, I bet, because he almost got literally murdered. Mark Scheifele just woke up the day and was like, you know what?
There's actually been a few...
Fuck the DARE program. I'm what Blake, hook me up with some coke right now. Call Blogosian, whatever his hookup was. Get Kane, get me on the phone. Whatever guys we can get for the right. Kuzi's fucking.
Kuzi.
No, he called up Kulikov and was like, "Yo, Kuli, fucking give me that Russian connection in Winnipeg right now."
Give me the KV cocaine.
Oh fuck. Well, we're running on almost like 50 minutes.
No,
we've been
but
talking
there's
for.
actually been a few plays.
So we've been having a great time, but I wanna ask Harry some questions before we get into like the hour part, and I gotta know this. You're a diehard Habs fan, Harry. We all know that. How do you think the Habs can somehow make a wild card this year, or do you think it's written off completely? There we go. That answers the question, ladies. I asked him if they're gonna have a chance, and he holds up a Florida jersey. I think that says it all. Harry Rice has been converted. Andre Barkov has seduced this man.
I've been converted to the Islanders. Excuse you.
Hey, good team still. Uncle Lou.
But seriously,
good team.
There's no chance at this point. Yeah, definitely.
I respect the honesty. I really do.
There's no chance. I don't think that the Habs make the wild card. I'd love it. I'd obviously love it. But 4-10-0, 15 games into the year, we're in a tough Eastern Conference. We're like dead last, I believe, in the conference as well.
You are.
No chance.
You're behind Buffalo, aren't you?
Yeah, but that won't last. That won't last. Buffalo just started hot.
No, Buffalo waits for New Year's. Buffalo waits New Year's. Yeah.
Well,
Buffalo at New Year's will fly.
Unless we can pull off some slap shot miracle type thing, we are not at all gonna.
You gotta get Gordon Bombay. Get Gordon Bombay behind the vent. Oh, you know what? You can't even do that. He's against vax. Can't even get Gordon Bombay behind the bench.
I thought you were gonna say he was available.
Nope.
I thought you were gonna say he's available.
He's
now because it's like he's not coaching.
Well, he's not coaching the Ducks anymore because
man, that series is dead. Is just dead. That series is so dead.
I know,
honestly,
right?
Like, the first season
I hated that so much.
That first season, I was like, I accepted it for what it was.
I can't believe you watched that. I can't believe it.
I did. Because you know what? How often do we actually see hockey get represented in pop culture?
But it was so bad, man. It was so bad.
Yeah, did you ever play hockey growing up? Hockey moms are horrendous.
No, it was all bad.
They're terrible.
The show was cringe acting, cringe writing. It was cringe. No way. No way. Fuck off. It's not about the hockey moms. It's about the fact that the writing was shit. Talk about the production value. Disney was like, you know what? Let's use something from the 90s and let's make it popular again because Bar Down does videos about the fucking Ducks all the time and it seems to get 100K views, so maybe we'll get some money because we're Disney. Disney doesn't even own the Ducks anymore, and they still made a video about the Ducks. Do you know how hypocritical that is? They literally sold the franchise. They're like, we don't want to own an NHL team, but hey, now we'll make a video about them, make a series about them because why not? We got Disney Plus. We need to make some type of content. Fuck, we're out of ideas.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Watch the old serial movies anymore.
Dude, the animated Mighty Ducks show is way better than anything that I can put out. Then you need to fucking educate yourself on hockey culture, mister.
I went to Disney Quest at Disney World, and they actually.
I'm not even looking at the screen anymore. I'm not even looking at the screen. The disrespect that you were putting on hockey. Oh, we need hockey represented in the mainstream, and then you don't even watch the Mighty Ducks animated, huh? Huh?
No, I didn't say we needed it.
No, you did. You did. He just Harry. Did he not say we need it? Did he? He said no.
I just said it doesn't happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you
caught.
He got caught. You said it. You said it, man. You got caught. He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, ladies and gentlemen.
How many times do we see it represented? So you.
Okay, tomato, Harry. Tomato. Okay, that's the same shit, alright? Come on, man.
That matters.
Yeah, Harry's on my side. Zach, get out of here, alright? We're replacing you. Harry,
well... in this fight. I've never seen anything from the Mighty Ducks.
What?
Harry, you're off the show.
I've never seen any of the Mighty Ducks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Next podcast episode, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make Harry quiz. We're gonna do a quiz for Harry. He's gonna have to watch the Mighty Ducks, and then we're gonna quiz him on it. And if
you have to watch all three.
No, don't watch the third one. The third one's trash. Just watch the first two.
Do you guys actually want me to?
They learn defense.
Shut up.
Do you guys actually want me to? I will.
Watch the first two. Watch the first two. You should. They're actually great movies. They're great hockey movies. That's all I'm.
Okay, wait.
They're fun. They're good, fun movies.
The second one has a huge asterisk.
Shut up! Why? Because Canada's not in it? Ooh, dude,
No,
it's still a fun
Canada
movie.
is in it.
Oh, shut up.
Canada is in it.
Yeah, they get beat
They're
by
in it.
like Africa or whatever,
They're
right?
like No, it's Trinidad and Tobago. Get it right.
Shut up.
Get it right. No, there's no Africa.
Trinidad is in Africa. Who the fuck cares? It's the same
Tobago
thing.
is Central America.
Oh, well, who cares?
Right,
Africa.
Trinidad.
We were all connected in
Bermuda.
Pangea. We were all connected in Pangea, right? We're all one
Pangea
people.
is not Africa. Pangea is Pangea.
Yeah, but Pangea, whatever. Fuck you. Who cares? All right, we're done with
Fuck
this.
you.
We're moving away
You
from
got
this
it wrong.
conversation. All right,
You got it wrong.
Harry.
No, they say they beat Canada with increasing physicality in a newspaper article that flashes across the screen. So pretty much what I'm getting is we got hit out of the building by a bunch of goon squad, like Space Jam
The
style.
Bash Brothers.
The Bash Brothers use their physicality.
Oh,
so
man.
pretty much,
Style.
Sidney Crosby got
Harry,
beheaded,
you
is
gotta
what we're
watch
saying.
it. Harry, you gotta watch it. All right, we're running on 50 minutes. We'd like to keep these
I'll watch
short
it.
and sweet. I think we should leave it on this random rant about the Mighty Ducks and Harry's lack of understanding and knowledge on them. So next time we have you on, you better have watched at least the first two.
we should.
At least one.
Hopefully it
but
won
hopefully
15
two.
games.
Yes, 15 games, right? What
I
you
will
said you
try.
had 4 wins, right?
enough.
That's what you gotta get there, hopefully.
You gotta pick up the pace.
15
Funny
wins by
enough-
Christmas. That should be
Funny
a goal.
enough, there was actually, I'm hoping, 15 wins by Christmas. That should be a hockey movie. 15 wins by Christmas.
It's the new Hallmark movie of the season.
No, funny enough, speaking on the Mighty Ducks though for a second, like 2 years ago, I bought a big ass lot of DVDs that were like $1 each from this random guy. Right after I bought them, dude put up a new lot, all 3 Mighty Ducks movies in there, and I couldn't get them.
Oh man, you
I
missed
was
out.
going to.
You missed out,
If I had the
Harry.
money, I would have.
For sure.
Yeah. They had like a bunch of other Disney movies as well. It would have made such a big profit.
Oh, that's good. Well, Harry, it has been an absolute pleasure as always having you on. We will be doing this again very, very soon with a Habs update because we love hearing about our rivals out in the East Coast, especially that they swept us because that leaves salt in my veins, and I don't like you for that. But either way, we deserve to lose that. So thank you so much, Harry, for coming on. We'll let you shout out anything and plug your channels, whatever you want. So, the floor is yours. Whatever you want. Shout out to the viewers.
Yeah. Well, firstly, thank you for having me on again. It was a pleasure. This time, I think this podcast was better than the last time. It was
I think so too.
Incredibly funny, and thank you anyone who watched. If you guys are watching at this point, thank you guys. I hope you guys heard that incredible Mighty Ducks rant. I was losing it. I want to give a shout out to my channel. Check me out, Harry Rice. Just go onto YouTube, type in Harry Rice. I don't know if the link will be in the description.
Yeah, 100%
I
will.
do hockey videos.
We'll get it in there.
I go live after every single Montreal. Oh, thank you guys. I make Montreal Canadiens videos. I'm gonna have 25 Days of Harry that is coming up in December. If you don't know what that is, I post one video every single day during the month of December up until Christmas, and it's gonna be fun. Like
Well,
always,
cheers to
it's
that.
always fun. I got other. Thank you. I got nothing left but cheers. Thank you. I've got other different projects coming out. I'm actually gonna have a massive hour-long video coming out in the coming days. I don't want to reveal too much about it. I can tell you guys off screen if you guys want, but
I would love to hear a little
it's
bit
a
more
massive
about that.
project that's gonna be coming out.
Well then,
All
ladies and
right,
gentlemen, you better subscribe to Harry
I got
Rice.
that.
Cut the feed. Cut the feed.
Oh, that's...
But I have I got a YouTube, I got a Discord. If you guys head onto my channel, I have that. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I think I
We'll make sure
YouTube and
to
the Discord.
we'll make sure to plug the YouTube, the Discord, your Twitter, Instagram, anything else that you have. We'll make sure to have it down in the description. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already done so, pause this video, close it, whatever you gotta do. Make sure you go to that description. Check out all the affiliated links for all 3 of us. You got Zach's Twitter link down there, as well as Carter's, his YouTube channel. Obviously, you're gonna be watching this, I believe, on mine. We haven't figured it out, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Either way, moving away from that.
You probably yours.
Either way, okay. Getting off topic, but still, make sure to check out my Instagram, my Twitter.
And
Also,
subscribe
make
to
sure
whoever's channel this is on.
exactly subscribe to all of us. Make sure, because if you love this episode, you're gonna love the individual content. We all like to talk hockey. More importantly, make sure to check out the Prairie Pug podcast link in the description for Spotify. You can follow it and listen to it on the go. We're also available on Apple Music. So whenever you want to listen to me, Zach, Carter, and whoever else we have on talk hockey, we're down there at your leisure whenever you want on Spotify and all your other streaming podcast network services. So with all that being said, Harry, thank you so much again for coming on. Have a great rest of your night, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure talking with you all, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. We'll be back with another episode very, very soon. Also, if you'd like us to have a certain guest on or anybody that you know, comment down in the description below. Description. You can't comment in the description, so comment in the comment section. Either way. Yeah. We would love to have anyone on that you guys would like us to talk to. Me and Zach are very open people. Yes, cool. me and Zach are very open people. We love talking with everybody, and Harry's the same way. We'll have Harry back on too, and we'll have someone else. Who knows? We love just talking hockey and sports. Have a great rest of your night. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Go Jets, go. Go Habs, go. We'll be back with another episode very, very soon. Goodbye. Have a great rest of your night. Love you.